Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Yesterday, assuming Raila Odinga could have not called off Azimio's mass action, there could have been very serious protests in Nairobi. Yes. In the event Raila Odinga could have not called off the mass action, Nairobi could have experienced serious protests. In this video, I want us to have a look at a leaked WhatsApp chat between some two police officers. This chat is believed to have been leaked on Saturday night. Personally, I received it very early on Sunday. Very early on Sunday. If you look at the chat, it's exposing the split within the police ahead of the Monday's mass action. Let's have a look at the chart. We ni kubaya. Ni ukweli venye nimesikia. Yeah, kama uko na relative Nairobi, let them go home before Monday. If nothing happens, watakuja cause we might be fighting a war with the terrorists. How many guns are missing? Around 347, not yet confirmed. Sababu Martin is missing. These people are prepared. Meaning kuna wasaliti hapo juu. Wengi sana hatujui what might happen on Monday. Mpaka saa leo nimemuona ameingiza baridi. But the problem we have is media. But Raila is going to speak on Sunday. Wacha tungoje. This appears as a chat between two people in the police force. The other one is confirming whether it's true what he heard, and then the other one is confirming that it's actually true. And the truth in this case is coming out that some guns are missing. And the number is being put roughly 347 guns, though not confirmed. And from this chart, it's also coming out clearly that the police was actually split. There were clearly some spies who were leaking what was happening within the police force to Azimio. And it's also coming out very clearly that there are some fears that the police, in this case, these individuals chatting, they are saying they are fighting against terrorists. People who are well prepared. This chat was leaked ahead of Monday's mass action by Azimio. And you have seen clearly that there was a lot of tension and panic within the force. And it's been confirmed from this chat that the other side was well prepared to deal with that other side, in this case, the government side. In this video, I want us to dig deep into this church. And I'm saying we dig deep into this church because this church is coming out as authentic. Because it had seen, even before it happened, that Raila Odinga was to issue a press briefing on Sunday. So this is a chart that might have come from very reliable sources within the system. I want us to dig deep into this. Now that Raila and Ruto have called for a ceasefire, But before we do that, if you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. From that chart, some things are coming out very clearly. The first thing coming out very clearly, the police force was divided. As a section of the police was planning some things, another section was leaking it, maybe to the opposition, in this case to the Azimio. So there was that split within the force. And I honestly believe that if the situation could have gotten worse, if the government would have held its ground, and then Azimio also holds its ground, then Kenya would have been headed to the dogs. It's very clear that some ugly things were going to be witnessed in Kenya. The chart confirms that split. As the police was planning, some spies were leaking what they were planning to Azimio. So Azimio was very much well updated on what was happening within the force. And closely related to that point, about a week earlier, we saw the army, the military, calling for dialogue. And just days before they did that, there were also some rumors that the military was not happy with the attacks on Uhuru Kenyatta's Northlands farm. So it's clear there was total confusion, a very big split in the police force. The second thing coming out very clearly, there are rogue elements within the police force. These rogue elements had ways of even stealing guns. And 347, that's not a small number. If 347 guns can land in the hands of goons, then you can just see clearly the kind of damage those guns were going to cause. They were clearly going to be used on innocent Kenyans and even on the innocent police officers who are trying to maintain law and order. So it's clear we might be dealing with a very rogue government, a government full of goons, goons going to extent of even stealing guns in order to arm goons. There is no definition that befits that government other than a rogue government. And another thing coming out very clearly, you are seeing the kind of tension that was building ahead of Monday's mass action. It might be possible that as the government was planning to crush the opposition might have also been planning to counter the government. And this is why now wisdom was needed here. You are seeing the kind of tension and the games that were being played behind the scenes. And listening to Rigathi Gachagua, he was saying Monday will be the last. And he was talking with lots of tribal sentiments. As I conclude, I strongly believe that if our laws were functioning, if our courts were functioning, people like Rigathi Gachagua should be behind bars. These are tribal chiefs, tribal kingpins who can only but help in actually dividing the country. Rigathi and his team, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro, these are people worthy not being called national leaders. They are ethnic Chavudis who are very thirsty for blood. They should be rejected by all Kenyans, irrespective of one's political affiliation. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. In our next analysis, we are working on a video on Rigathi Gachagua's 40-second speech. Let me stop it there. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe. If you want to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Thank you. God bless you.